Alright guys, yo, what up? So, I just got back from seeing the preview premiere of Godzilla in IMAX, might I say, the 10 o'clock showing. Just got back from it, and wow, that's all I can say. Let me say something. This film, to me, gave me exactly what I went in to see. I wanted to see a Godzilla film. That's what I got. I got Godzilla fighting monsters, and in all honesty, and this is one of the cases where the human aspect of, now I heard a lot of critics saying the human aspect of the story was the so a lot of the flaw and like the downside. See, I didn't see that. In no way did I find the human characters to be just flawless here. I actually didn't mind them. Normally in a film like this, I can't stand the human characters. Sometimes they get in the way of these type of films, and I'm like, no. But you know what? This time I didn't mind it. Bryan Cranston did a good job. I'm going to try to keep this a spoiler free. I'm not going. I won't mention any deaths or lives or things like that. Few things here and there. I thought Aaron Johnston, he did a good job. Now, you know, it's kind of weird. I was watching this film, it was weird because I'm like, Aaron Johnston, Elizabeth Olsen in this film are husband and wife, and in Avengers next year they're going to be brother and sister. And it was just kind of weird doing that. But watching this film, they definitely play off of each other really well. So that actually gave me some hope for next year for the Avengers, because showing that they work well together. But I'm getting ahead of myself and talking about something later. Back to Godzilla. This first, the film starts off, you get a lot of these kind of like 30mm, like old, like black and white stuff of things in the Pacific and you know, out in the ocean and stuff, and you got these scientist guys, they're taking pictures and keep showing like these dinosaurs and like mutations and stuff. And then you actually in the beginning of the film, you actually have a shot of Godzilla, his fin going through the water, and you have them basically like all like on the sidelines, and then the nuclear blast comes off, which is basically saying that all that nuclear stuff, which we saw in the trailers, but it's like shown that all the nuclear testing, all that stuff, that was basically to try to kill the creature. And we get all that in the beginning, and then we jump forward into the movie. It opens up with Bryan Cranston and his wife and his son, and we get this whole exchange between Cranston and his wife. It's his son's birthday and stuff like that, and he's talking about this whole electronic readings and readouts that are going on with the nuclear plant they work out. And for the most part, you guys, I don't think this is really spoiler. I mean, you guys have seen the trailers, and so long story short, the nuclear plant where they work ends up to see like earthquake underneath, and the whole thing ends up collapsing, and his wife ends up dying. Which that's not a spoiler, because you guys, for the most part, if you've seen the trailers, I guess if you managed to avoid any trailers for Godzilla, then you wouldn't know. But that would be kind of weird, because then I don't know if you'd be wanting to see the film. But if you've seen the trailers, which you most likely have, even if you've been to the movies, you know in the trailers it shows basically his wife dying. Then again, once again, we jump to 15 years later. His son's all grown up, and then we're introduced to Aaron Johnston, Elizabeth Olsen. His son's grown up. They got their own son. He's in the army now, and so he gets a call from the consulate that his father's been arrested. Now here's the thing: his father, and when he goes to meet his father's like for years been trying to find out what is going on. What that he didn't believe that the whole accident thing, like as you hear in the trailer, was an accident. That there's something bigger going on here, and of course there is. And I don't want to keep going into too many details, because I will start to give some of the story away, and I'm trying to not give too much of the spoilers away. But they find out that the nuclear radiation and stuff that was hit. You know, see, I'm gonna get into this, and I'm saying I'm not gonna give spoilers, but I'm already starting to give spoilers and telling a lot of the story. But I'll give you like a rundown. Long story short, they go find this. They go back to the city. They find out things, and of course run into this scientist group who's researching the Muto, which, yes, it's Muto. It's not Rodan. Everybody kept thinking it's Rodan. It was never Rodan. I guess everybody just associates flying creatures and Godzilla with Rodan, but Muto. It is Muto. The creature is Muto. And now what's interesting about the creatures is how the creatures lived because they were like, they fed off of like the radiation of the planet, like the radiation raced, or how they lived long ago when like the Earth was uninhabited, and they fed off basically the radiation off the planet, the core and everything. I thought that was kind of interesting, and the idea that these creatures basically, that's why the creatures were attacking these certain things, because they feed off radiation. The radiation is what gives them their strength. So essentially all this nuclear disaster is actually helping them, and I thought that's really cool. I mean, it's reminiscent to the old Godzilla, and you can really tell that the directors really had a respect for this character in this, and for what the essence of Godzilla is, and you feel that while watching the film. I love the atmosphere of this film, and also they do use the 2001 music in the movie. Same, and it's odd. And I'll just tell you, they actually use it in the exact same scene where that from the original teaser of them jumping out of the plane. That the music's used in that scene. It's also used for the first time when you get to see Godzilla. And boy, let me tell you something. I saw this in a sold out IMAX theater. So many, like beyond, seats packed everywhere. And let me tell you something. When Godzilla first came up onto that screen, when we first got to see that first shot, that theater erupted. I mean, like, it erupted like a football game type of erupted. People were like, hands went up in the air, cheers, claps. It, like, the room just erupted. And there was at least 3 or 4 times moments like that where the entire theater just went into erupt. It's basically like it's like your team just scored a touchdown at the Super Bowl or something. That's how the theater was. It just erupted. Like, the energy in that theater was just so great. And one thing now, I like the thing is with this, they teased you a lot in this. I mean, you get the first inch of Godzilla and the monsters, and they start to clash, and then quickly, right as they start to clash, it cuts to another scene, and you got the audience, and everybody's like, ah. And then they do this a couple of times, and you're thinking to yourself, what the hell, man? When am I going to get to see Godzilla fight? I want to see Godzilla fight. But trust me, when you get to see Godzilla fight, and they keep the camera on him, it's pure magic. It's everything that you wanted to see, especially in me as a Godzilla fan. It's everything I wanted to see. It's everything anybody going to this movie wanted to see, basically. Some really cool moments with Godzilla. I won't spoil anything. Like I said, there are moments where the theater, some of those moments were cheer moments where, like I said, the theater just erupted into a loud cheer. And here's the thing, I like the way they did this with Godzilla, because I know some people might complain, well, there wasn't enough Godzilla fighting, but here's what the thing. If you put too much of something going on too long, then it becomes tedious. If you have Godzilla just clashing 6-7 times throughout the movie and you keep watching, hanging on that, it becomes tedious. I mean, I know that's what we're here to see. We're here to see Godzilla. But it starts to become tedious. And I like the way they kind of did this, even though it gives you the moments like, ah, come on. But I like the way, because it built, trust me, by the time we got up to the full fight where we got to see Godzilla fight, trust me, the energy was just like pumping in that theater. Everybody was just, the anticipation, and the way they did it, it was done like well too. Because I tell you, my anticipation was just building and building up all the way into that moment where they just held the camera on them, and those guys just clashed at it. And I loved every minute. I was cheering along. I was like, yeah, go Godzilla! It was just a great time. And like I said, if you're a fan of Godzilla, you're gonna love this film. You're gonna love it. I mean, you don't love it, I don't know what the hell is wrong with you. I mean, I'm a Godzilla fan. I own all the Godzilla movies. I did a Godzilla marathon before this past week, building up to this movie. I mean, if you're a Godzilla fan, you're gonna love this movie. It delivers it delivers on the level of giving you a Godzilla film, and also delivers on the level of giving you a summer like popcorn blockbuster fest. It gives you that great entertainment for 2 hours. You walk into that theater and you're just entertained for 2 hours. Even if you're a non-Godzilla fan, like I said, you walk into that theater and you're going to be entertained. Your attention's going to be held on there for at least 2 hours, and you're going to enjoy that ride. And like I said, this film delivered that. Solid performances, I say, from all around the bat. Elizabeth Olsen at times kind of felt iffy, but I think she still delivered a solid performance. Aaron Johnson, good job. Bryan Cranston, there's nothing needs to be said about him. The guy's a great actor all around. Ken Watanabe, I probably just butchered that guy's his name, but he's great. That guy, great actor, phenomenal job. Everybody, like I said, delivered really well throughout this film. So, in a long story closing, I mean, it's late. I'm tired after seeing. I'm tired after basically all that energy for those 2 hours. I mean, I think I burned myself out cheering and clapping along with the rest of the theater for with this film. So now it comes to my rating. With all the reviews I rate every film on the IMDb scale of 1 to 10. I don't do the halfway points. I just give it single digit number. I just give it exact number. And with this, I am going to give this a covenant 9. Whoopsie, 9. I am giving Godzilla a 9. The film was excellent in my personal opinion. It delivered on every level of everything I wanted to see. Now, people ask, why if you delivered, why wouldn't you give it a 10? Well, there are certain things that, see, when I give a 10 out, it has to be flawless. It's like a flawless victory. But I'm not going to do that. But that doesn't mean I'm retracting on what I said. No. Like I said, this is a solid 9. Excellent film. A second highest rating I could give a film. Best film, oh man, I don't know. Actually, it's hard to say best film. I'm not going to say best film of the summer yet. Summer's not over. It could easily be. Who knows? We got X-Men next week, but you never know. But definitely a great way to kick off the summer. This was my first big summer movie of the year. I chose not to see Spider-Man. I'll see that when it comes to DVD and do a review on it. But this film, solid, great. You're going to enjoy yourself for 2 hours. You're going to have fun. And if you're a Godzilla fan, you're going to cheer along with it. And and I recommend, if you do have an IMAX theater around you, go see it in IMAX. I mean, it is in 3D. The 3D is kind of iffy, but you're not there for the 3D. You're there for basically to see Godzilla on that IMAX screen with the sound around you. And trust me, it is great. So yeah. So that's my review of Godzilla. Leave some comments below. What do you think? Are you excited? Are you excited to see it? Have you seen it yet? Are you going to go see it over this weekend? So like I said, leave some comments below, and I'll most likely have my next video up next week. Actually, no. Most likely tomorrow. I haven't watched the Transformer trailer yet. I'll do a reaction of that most likely tomorrow, and I'll also be doing a review of season 2 of Arrow most likely tomorrow. And then next week, of course, I'll have my X-Men Days of the Future Past review up right after I get back from the pre-screening showing of that. So I'll catch you guys in the next video.